In a world that is just so full of noise, how do you find any clarity? Today, we're going to look at a guide designed to do exactly that, the Pope Francis Dictionary. But trust me, this is way more than just a book. It's a completely new way of seeing the world, through a language of hope and, more importantly, action.
And that's a real question, isn't it? It's something I think we all ask ourselves. We are constantly just bombarded with information, opinions, distractions, all of it. So right in the middle of all that chaos, how are we supposed to find a clear path forward? How do we find our focus?
Well, this is the exact problem that the dictionary is designed to tackle. It gets right to the heart of our time, saying it's just become way too easy to lose sight of the things that actually connect us all. And that feeling of disconnection, that's precisely what this new guide is trying to help us solve.
Okay, so how do we actually find that clarity? That brings us to our first section. We're going to introduce the solution, the Pope Francis Dictionary, a book that offers a clear voice right in the middle of all the confusion.
Now, what's so powerful about this book is that it positions Pope Francis not just as a religious leader, but as a global voice of hope. His ideas on things like compassion, justice, and ecology, they're framed as universal wisdom. They really resonate, no matter what you believe or where you come from. And that makes his perspective incredibly relevant for anyone trying to navigate this complex world of ours.
And I want to be clear, this is not some dry academic textbook. No way. It's framed as an active experience. It's an invitation to discovery, a journey of reflection, a beacon in the darkness, and this is the most important part, it's a practical tool for actually applying these values in your own life.
So how does it actually work? Well, let's dive into section 2. We're getting to the heart of the book here, the Pope's key words, which are basically presented as the keys to unlocking a better world. Let's take a word like compassion. We all think we know what it means, right? But the dictionary boils it down to something so much more powerful and so much more actionable. See, it's not just a feeling, it's an ability that actually moves us to act. But the book doesn't stop there.
Because each definition is followed by a direct quote from Pope Francis that just deepens the meaning. Here, he explains that compassion isn't about pity from a distance. It is literally suffering with someone. Wow, that is a profound shift in perspective.
All right, let's look at another huge term for our times, comprehensive ecology. You might also hear this called integral ecology, but the core idea is this. It's not just about recycling or saving polar bears, not at all. The book defines it as this holistic approach that directly connects the health of our planet to social justice and to our own well-being.
And this quote, this is the crucial point. The environmental crisis and the poverty crisis, they aren't two separate problems. They are two sides of the very same coin. This idea that the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor are one and the same, that's a total game changer for how we need to approach our global challenges.
Okay, one more. Social friendship. In a world that so often feels just deeply divided, this concept is all about actively, intentionally building bridges. It's a call to create a culture of encounter, a space where we prioritize dialogue and respect to overcome all the things that separate us.
This quote just perfectly captures that whole vision. It's an invitation to dream of ourselves as one single human family. And I love this part. He doesn't say we should erase our differences. He says each one with his own voice. It's about recognizing our shared humanity above everything else. It's just incredibly inspiring.
So after exploring all these powerful ideas, the dictionary makes a pivot, and this is where it gets really good. Section 3 shows us this isn't just about understanding words on a page. It is a call to action. Let's see how this book really pushes us to put these ideas to work.
This is why the book is presented as such a practical guide. Yeah, it offers spiritual inspiration, for sure. But it also gives you a deeper understanding of today's biggest issues. It's a guide for real-world action, a prompt for your own personal reflection, and a foundation for building unity.
And there it is. That's the central challenge of the entire book. This isn't something you just read and then put on a shelf. It's a direct call, a challenge really, to take these concepts, these powerful words like compassion and justice, and make them real, to turn them into concrete actions. Ultimately, the message is one of empowerment. It's saying that by engaging with these ideas, you're actually taking the first step toward becoming an agent of change. It suggests that by understanding and actually living these values, every single one of us has a role to play in building a fairer, more supportive world.
So, the final question is really for you. Are you ready to turn these words into action? If you're feeling ready to dive deeper into this amazing guide for our times, we've made it easy. You can find the link to purchase the Pope Francis Dictionary right there in the description below.